Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a Gran Solo Minimum update from the frozen southwest Colorado state of Colorado. Wednesday, February 13th, 1 a.m. Mountain Time. Let's run the model. Let's run it. Run it hard. Heads up! February 14th, Valentine's Day to remember in the Sierras, as we predicted. As your Valentine's Day ensues, the snow will not stop until about the 17th. Holy crap. Looking like major models in the schmodels. Southern late February storm moving south through Oklahoma and Arkansas. I Kansas it. But it's coming there. Keep calm, it's boom time. You knew it, or else you blew it, just like the Lynx did. Holy sh... I just had these up here. Maybe I need some power. Black screen. Soon to have information. We're gonna click on everything. Something will happen. More snow predicted to add to record accumulations, the spokesman review said. Left to right, Henry Betts 8, Charlie Betts 4, and Brody Therault 4 are sledding down the hill. Yes, at Cannon Hill, Monday, February 12th. That's today. After 2 days of record snowfall, students at area schools enjoyed a rare widespread snow day. Hey, hey! Boom time! Holy shit. Keep calm. We're working it out. Look at these kitties. Look at them. Boom. Thanks, Al. You prick. After 2 days of record snowfall, students at area schools enjoyed a rare widespread snow day. Hey, hey, hey. Now weather forecasters are predicting an additional 1 to 4 inches of snow could fall in the Spokane, Coeur d'Alene area overnight, Tuesday into Wednesday, with even greater snow totals south of the area in Palouse, however you say that. An additional foot of snow could fall in the Idaho mountains, which is not mountains, that's depths. Yeah, that's the global warming deep. The snowstorm prompted the closure of Snoqualmie Pass till 9 a.m. Wednesday. The busy Interstate 90 pass was beset with drifting snow and avalanches, making it a nightmare for those that were bitching about being trapped in their death as they went over it. Thursday into Saturday night, another storm system is expected to hit the Spokane area, bringing a mix of snow, freezing rain, sleet, and rain, and others, according to the National Weather Service. Nadia Comaneci is apparently to blame. City of Spokane officials estimate it could take several days before all the streets are plowed and they know what actually happened. Early next week, cold air is expected to slip into the region, making the global warming excuse even more ridiculous as weeks of turmoil incapacitate the region, according to Diamond. Spokane Public Schools will make up Tuesday's snow on March 11th, which will piss off everyone, including the kids, which has previously been scheduled as a day off for students and teachers. That's how much they love you. Most area colleges are canceling classes. Eastern Washington U, Gonzaga, Whitworth, Spokane, and other slightly accredited universities were closed Tuesday, as was Washington State University Spokane campus, WSU, and Pullman remain open. And if you didn't make it, you fail. Students at Gonzaga took the unexpected day off to play around in the powder, which was not schmowder, it was record-breaking. Al Gore can suck it, and the rest of the community can pluck it. February snow blitz ends for now. The 4th snowiest February ever recorded. Yes. Our latest significant snow event dumped another 3 to 6 inches in most areas Tuesday. Over 9 inches fell in Eau Claire County, east of the Twin Cities. Here's an analysis of snow amounts through earlier today. Amounts are interpolated using models, mathematical. Can you imagine that? Holy shit. It's true. You can't please all the people all the time. Our February snow blitz is a boon to outdoor winter enthusiasts and a hinder to global warming alarmists. It's a nightmare for commuters, which like those purple woo-woo shooters, you know, Friday Night Lights. We can't break out from significant snow systems over the next week, which will be a tweak. It appears as if it's going to snow like Armageddon until March. I looked at the models. I sipped on the Vietnamese coffee. It's delicious. Straight from Vietnam. God, it's amazing. Thursday's Arctic front brings just a glancing blow of snow. A snowy dusting to an inch in many areas. There are whisperings of light snow next Tuesday, but overall the next week looks mainly dry and chilly. Just like Philly. Dig out your local fire hydrant, because if not, they're going to send that pipe right through your window. All hydrants in your neighborhood need to be easily accessible. If not, state troopers will get slammed in the ass. As they should be. Whew. Pack a bowl of that one. Heads up, we're going to jail. Daily record snowfall. Waterloo received 8.7 inches of snow from Nadia Comaneci. This information as of 5 p.m. Tuesday, which is your lose day. Just 6 hours reporting afterwards. There was a brief snow shower this evening for 4.2 inches of Tuesday. Might just go up a touch. Tippy touch. That's like 8.7 inches. Add it up. Since the storm fell overnight, technically fell 2 different days. The amount of snow each day was enough to break the daily record on Monday and Tuesday, which is your double lose day. Double boom boom in Waterloo. 8.7 record snowfall. Suck it, Al! Get in your hole! Pack my bowl, bitch! Illinois and Hawaii may have set all-time cold records in the past 2 weeks. Global warming alarmists dare to tell you this. New record, maybe. We don't know. Illinois and Hawaii have preliminary set all-time cold record temperatures ever. Every state in the continental U.S. has seen temperatures drop below zero, and these two queeros don't know if they've set all-time records. Because the powers that be don't want them to call it. I'll tell you what the answer is. Look within. It's inside of you. My enlightenment has freed me from everything, including my enlightenment. The end of January and the beginning of February brought some unusual weather to the U.S., including new preliminary cold temperature records in 2 states that no one is willing to latch onto, including Illinois and Hawaii. Are you Illinois? I'm Hawaii. It's fucking pricks. Hawaii battered by 191 mile per hour gusts, which is basically the highest wind ever recorded. Except it's 59 degrees miles per hour lower than the... Anyway, 40-foot waves, rare winter snow. And to all you pricks in Hawaii, they're like, it snows here every year, man. I smoke all the ganja. It snows above 10,000 feet, you retards. I'm not even being politically correct because I'm so pissed off at the retards that live in Hawaii. This is absolutely the worst time in recorded history in Hawaii ever. The lowest snow totals in Maui, the lowest snow recorded ever, the coldest sustained temperatures for 4 months, and you pricks still think you're in paradise. Do you know that over 98% of all your food is shipped in? When those ships stop coming, you eat Hawaiians. And they don't taste like pineapple, bitches. They taste like stitches or people. Man, if you're in Hawaii, keep smoking the bong. It won't take long. There's only going to be a few of you remaining, and you better have lots of bullets. Thank God it's still the U.S. Thank God. That's your only hope. You better have a lot of bullets. That means tens of thousands of them. The great Arctic outbreak of February 1899. Polar vortex and low solar activity to blame. Now, we walked you through the big stick in Australia yesterday. This is a 29-foot high stick in the middle of the desert that shows water levels all associated with solar minimums for the last 150 years. And now, Cap Alon over at Electroverse has done his own research and has concluded that the great Arctic outbreak of February 1899, bringing record snows to all the major cities, was due to the polar vortex, which global warming alarmists claim is due to climate change, which definitely wasn't happening back at the end of the last mini ice age, pricks. And they certainly don't correlate it to solar activity because they don't even know what that means. They don't care about facts. They don't care about the fact that the Arctic ice is thicker than it's ever been in 30 years. They don't care about that. It's the same as it was in 1972. That was a decade before they even thought of the word global warming. Same ice as 72. Oh, I'm so sick of these pricks. Jimmy, I'm doing this video for you. Heads up, Boston. It's about to be a Loston. And may Amazon-owned Whole Foods market prices rise. Well, thank you, Christian Westbrook, Ice Age Farmer, Adapt 2030, David Dubine, and all my good friends. We've been talking about this for 5 years. Yeah, we've been discussing this behind closed doors for all you can whores who want to know more about the closed doors on Whole Foods Market. Are you a schmarket? I doubt it. We warned you about this. You're already getting 30% less per serving in the same shit you bought a year ago. But the prices dropped 10%. But the volume dropped 25%. Shrinkflation much? And now, in plain sight, Amazon-owned Whole Foods Market raises prices on the same shitty little samples that they call food, they call your daily intake. I can squirt those. Listen to me. You've seen the size of the granola bars. You can barely chew it in 4 chews and you swallow it. It's done. 5 bars per box for $5, and each bar is like 3 bites. Are you picking up our gigabytes? According to the Wall Street Journal, which reports it reviewed internal company communications, Whole Foods has raised prices on hundreds of products to cover the rising costs for packaging, ingredients, and transportation. Grand solar minimum much? They're going to blame it on you. But it's the weather. It's the sun. It has nothing to do with CO2, but you're being taxed on it. We're about to show you the benefits of increasing CO2 on the planet, which has nothing to do with Whole Foods cornering the market on your dumb ass. Wow, how dumb are you? Did you sniff the glue? I did. I loved it. It smells like spicy. It's a little spicy. It's a little spicy. You're looking at the USDA Forest Service map, which is not a schmap. It goes from Portland south and north, and from Guilford, Pinochet, and Snoqualmie. You're looking at snow depths through Olympia and the peninsula. 197 to 295. Remember that color. And we're going to work it all the way south into Mexico. Mount Hood National Forest, above average snowpack. Willamette National Forest, above average snowpack. currently. These are live totals as of this very moment when they light up before your very lives. Fremont National Forest above normal totals. Klamath National Forest, perfect. Shasta looking amazing. Over 300 inches building. More predicted. Lassen, record totals, more building. Plums National Forest, record totals. Now here we're headed down to San Fran. Tahoe is going to be tilted. 7 to 10 feet expected by Carson City. We'll watch it. Yosemite buried, probably closed. You can't even drive through there. Sierra National Forest, record totals, multi-decadal averages, amazing snowpack. Sequoia, amazing snowpack. Kings Canyon, amazing snowpack. Almost 25 feet in the high peaks. Sequoia, amazing snowpack, 15 foot in the high peaks. We have snowpack in Los Polares National Forest down here. Yeah, near Thousand Oaks. We're almost in Mexico. San Bernardino has snowpack. Holy 20 to 40 inches up in the mountains here. Look in Mexico. We have up to 59 inches in some areas. Jacinto Palm Springs. Yeah, you can ski there. Do you want to even be there? That's near the Salton Sea. Are you kidding me? Just showed you the facts. Global warming alarmists, if you're watching, you can suck my cracks. Because there are none in my data set. You could suck my Boba Fett. Which happens to be 59 inches deep just north of the Vallecito Mountains in Mexico. And if I'm Santa, then that's a ho-ho-ho. Oh, cold snap. Edmonton set to break its 21-year-old weather record, which has nothing to do with snow and everything to do with temperature. Canadians are well known for their ability to tough it out through long and cold winters. They've been up there for 100 years, and it's been cold up there. This February has been no exception. The past month, Arctic air has moved and turned the nation into an ice box. Who could suck my flocks? They fly around there like birds in big groups. Calgary is experiencing the longest stretch of cold weather in over 2 decades. Environment Canada has issued a lingering extreme cold warning for the city of Edmonton, Alberta, and Sherwood Park. Feels like the cold is worse than since I was born. And it's because it is. Nothing to do with Al Gore, who can absolutely suck it. Al! I know. You can suck it. Get in your hole. Inclement weather continues in the west. The weather system on the west coast will interact with a deep plume of tropical moisture from the near Hawaii, bringing heavy rain and along the central and blah, 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 which may produce flash flooding and total fluxing, possibly debris flows near recent wildfire burn scars, which we predicted almost 4 days ago, and they're now reiterated because they must have watched our channel. And I'm sick of repeating it because I already said it fucking days ago. So if you're emailing me about I said 3 days ago and you don't actually watch the channel, stop emailing me! Mountains across the west, including the Great Basin Rocky Mountains, receive substantial accumulations of snow, which we know about, and we watch the weather every day. So if you're going to link me on a weather channel that is on the mainstream, I already saw it before you did. So stop emailing me those articles. Wednesday 4 a.m. to Friday 4 a.m. East Sierra elevations above 7,000 feet, 1 to 4 feet of more snow on top of the 6 to 8 feet of snow you've already got in the last 10 days, which will make 10 to 14 feet of snow for the last 20 days, 50 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts, hazardous driving conditions. So we made this warning in pink so that you wouldn't be worried. See how it got pink all of a sudden? Don't get worried, it's pink. It's a winter storm warning, light. Winter storm warning, light. Only 1 to 4 feet of snow. It's okay. Only a few people will die from avalanches. It's pink. It's going to cure cancer. It'll cure your cancer. It's pink. It's only 1 to 4 feet of snow in the next 2 days. Calgary's current cold spell on pace to break the long-held weather records ever recorded. Heads up, Killarney, 26th Ave. You're frozen. Even if she has hot boots on and looks like we totally want to buy her bus fare. Where's a Chinook when you really need one? Well, we need a better... Anyway. There's a clear reason for it. Calgary is going through one of the longest cold snaps it has ever seen thanks to global warming and Al Gore's predictions. It's amazing. Because just 10 years ago, they predicted it was going to be record cold and record snow everywhere in Canada. Not! Shut up, Al! Get in your hole! Put the lotion... Shut up! I don't even want your fucking lotion, you prick. I want your Nobel Peace Prize and put it on my mantle now, bitch. According to the weather historian Rolf Campbell, the YYC Weather Records Twitter account, the past 12 days of February has seen more consistent snow than any other time since before global warming began. And if Calgary keeps saying consistent snow through the month, they will obliterate the all-time record within 5 days' time. Obliterate. Now, the powers that be are going to change the narrative and make you believe, because you're sheeple, that the record snows are because of global warming. Where 3 years ago, they said that you would never see snow again. They're now flipping the script. And if you don't call them on this bullshit, you're lazier than I thought you were. I will block every single fucking one of you if you do not take action. I'm all about action. I'm not doing this channel for my benefit. It's for your benefit. And if you do not rise to the occasion, well, then you're all lazy pricks and you can all go away. Because I can finally go to sleep. Because I realize you're all sheep and I'm speaking to no one. 2019 has seen Calgary's longest February cold stretch since 1938. As the last time the city saw more than 10 consecutive minus 23 C or colder days in February was more than 50 years ago. Before Al Gore was even old enough to be bitch slapped. You heard me, Al. We're still 10 days away from taking the top spot in Calgary. But we have over 18 days in the month, so it's going to happen. I'm going to be redundant here. She's hot. The weather is current. And anyone that says that climate change is responsible for this is as dumb as a stump. Just look at them and say flat earth and never speak to them again. That's all I can say. These people need to be stopped. Someone just reached out to me today. They're starting the Rainbow Gathering, Rainbow Warrior Gathering in New Mexico. And their number one topic was going to be climate change. Well, I hope they really run that. Because if they run with that, the Rainbow Gathering in New Mexico will have 4 retards that voted for Hillary Clinton there. Certainly I won't be there. And I'm sure the Navajo Nation and the Hopis will not accept them either. I can't wait to see how that rolls out. Roll out. It's not going to bode well. Did I ever tell you I wanted to be buried in a pyramid? Because I do. And it's track 13. PTPishere.com. If you can't remember that, you can't remember anything. But you can remember this song. You're looking at New Zealand in the middle of summer. Today. Holy macaroni!
I've been feeling like a pharaoh ever since I was a little kid. When I die, bury me inside a pyramid.
Summer in New Zealand.
Pyramid. When I die, bury me inside a pyramid. Unify with the universe. Every verse I write is like dynamite. I might fuck around and...
Yeah, you get it. This is coming out from our buddy Roy Spencer. Australia's cold, hot January, mostly weather, not climate. Roy Spencer, PhD. The assumption is, of course, that anthropogenic global warming is causing this hot spot right here. Except that right here and right here are over 4 degrees C below normal, which they do not report on. And in fact, it's snowing right in the middle of New Zealand. Yeah, these are pictures coming from one of our subscribers today. And you know what that means? Yeah, it's party time, because someone's fucking lying. Who's lying? Huh, let me see. The bomb!
I've been feeling like a pharaoh ever since
You
I was
fucking
a little
fraud!
kid. When I die, bury me inside a pyramid.
Whoa! Hey, burn it up!
When I die, bury me inside a pyramid.
Boston Bay's camp today. New Zealand, it's snowing. It's summer. We're all burning up.
Might fuck around and blow planet Earth. Every verse I write is like dynamite. I might fuck around and blow planet Earth. Unify with the universe. Unify with the universe. You can find what a human's worth if you could fly right through the earth. Through the earth. Through the earth. You could fly right through the earth. Jump through time. Move to birth. Pass through skies. Soon to emerge. Incarnate like the stars. Blowing up. Shake your heart. Blowing up. Escape to Mars. Shining like you erase your scars. Erase your scars. Erase your scars. Close your eyes. Time to take off. I've been feeling like a pharaoh ever since I was a little kid. When I die, bury me inside a pyramid. Pyramid.
When I die, bury me inside the pyramid. Unified with the universe. Seismic update. Boom! 5.2 in Russia. Now, kids, I got bad news to report. You're looking at the solar polar field strength versus time. 5-year intervals. Here's 1975. Here's where you are today alive. And these spikes in solar polar activity also correspond to spikes in seismic activity on Earth. And if you watch Suspicious Observers and Ben Davidson Daily, you will have noticed that we are in a seismic drought of 7 magnitude or greater. In fact, we are in a seismic drought of 6 magnitude or greater, 8 magnitude or greater, 9 magnitude or greater, and anything above 5 magnitude or greater. We're in a drought. But I got the clout. Oh, so I turned the party out. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in solar minimums, seismic activity accumulates only during space weather events. And the most significant earthquakes occur at 7 magnitude or greater, 7 and 8, when we peak here, see the peak here, major earthquakes, peak, major earthquakes. And so when we peak during this next peak, it's boom time. And that is estimated to be sometime in the first week of March. So the next 6 weeks are going to be very actively seismically. The next month and a half of your life, you're going to see some of the biggest earthquakes on Earth since that 8 magnitude back in Mexico, which was not a Schmexico. So these peaks are very significant. And as the polar magnetic field, the solar polar magnetic field, not the Earth, this is the sun. You're looking at the sun here. 5, 10, 15, 20. This is half of this curve is one solar cycle. One cycle, second solar cycle, another solar cycle. The cycle we're going into, 24. When this blue baby peaks, all bets are off. 8.4 magnitude is going to kick off in Indonesia, causing a tsunami in 3 weeks. I said it. Did I just say that? Live? Holy sh! 5.2 in Russia, 100 kilometers depth. That might not be the end of that. So we're going to be watching this area of Kamchatka closely, as we always do, as we wait for this blue to spike. That will be the 7 magnitude or greater earthquake spike. And that's when the big one will pop off in the next 3 weeks. Could happen at any time. but it's not going to happen in the next 5 days. Give it 10 days, and then we'll start watching. Worldwide Volcano News Update. Fuego, Shivalush, Tucono, Reventador, Poas, Sakurajima, Sabankaya, on and on. Volcanic ash, boom, boom, boom. 7,000 feet, boom, 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 boom. 13,000 Shivalush. We're waiting for the big boom, boom. These are all minor little snippets. Cory Booker is not a minor snippet. He can get... Because according to Cory Booker, the planet simply can't sustain people eating meat. Well, Cory, apparently you have never read history. For the last 400,000 years, humans have lived on Earth by eating meat. And you may be the next long pig that we barbecue. China and India leading the way in greening. Take a look at this map. You're looking at science. Yes, we didn't make it up. We're going to open the image so all of you people can look at science with us together. The trend is an annual leaf area, percent per decade. Since 2000, this is the entire gamut of global warming, and the green areas are where forests are growing thicker with bigger leaves. Yellow areas smaller. So, what does CO2 do? That looks amazing. You want to see the whole Earth? Let's look at the whole planet. Let's just do it. Since global warming started, the whole planet is greening. Look at how green it has gotten. Look at where I moved. Holy shit, I picked a good spot. It's pretty green down here. Oh, man, if you moved to the desert, you nailed it. This section of Canada looks pretty good too. CO2 increase has caused the greening of the planet. Unfortunately, we don't eat that food. We eat processed food from multinational corporations that tell you it's safe, and they charge you $1 for it. Now, the study was made possible thanks to 2-decade-long research, moderate resolution imaging spectrodynamography MODIS instrument on NASA's Terra and Aqua satellites. An advantage to the MODIS is that it is not controlled by the IPCC, because they would have you believe that an increase of CO2 causes death on the planet when it is actually causing the greening of the Earth. As we predicted years ago, China and India now lead the way on facts, and the rest of you can smoke your cracks. Earth's magnetic field does something weird when plasma smashes into it. Yes! It compresses. It gets electrified, which is good news for us. So those of you that watched my video on the 6 consequences of magnetic reversals, apparently it was a little too alarmist for you and you got the wrong impression. The stripping of the atmosphere of Earth doesn't mean the whole atmosphere goes away. The atmosphere has been hit by these forces again and again and again, time immemorial. And what it does is it strips a tiny bit each time. That's it. Just a tiny bit each time. That's all it does. So we're going to let this load so that you can experience what's going on here. And we'll do a dab. Heads up, Queen Mary. Oh, that was a good one. Come check out the links. But thanks to Themis and NASA, we are not more informed. We're disinformed. This you may think is nonsense, but the magnetic field that surrounds Earth, protecting us by diverting solar wind around the planet, is a gigantic and complicated musical instrument, which you will never get facts from NASA or NOAA about, which is why I implore you to subscribe to our new channel, Magnetic Reversal News and Maverick Star Reloaded, as we cover the Earth in magnetometers, and we exclusively control the data of those said magnetometers in real time, and we will report it to you monthly. Moving forward, starting in just 3 months. First, we have to get the magnetometers out there, then we have to get the data crunched, and then we will provide you with the graphs. And we will be monitoring the pole shift in real time. Get involved now. If you don't know what we're talking about, subscribe to Magnetic Reversal News, Maverick Star Reloaded, and watch all of the videos. Do not send me emails and ask me to explain to you what you didn't watch. We've known for 50 years or so that the weak magnetic types of sound waves can bounce around and resonate within the environment, forming well-defined notes, just like we've seen happening on our planet. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll just do another dab. Now, what I want to point out here for you people is that the magnetosphere is resilient. It is not going away. We're not going to get a small outburst from the sun and it's going to be stripped. Direct observation of a surface enic mode of the dayside magnetopause concludes that it vibrates like a drum, which means it's extremely strong. And there's more data that suggests it's extremely strong. Do you like Earth's solid surface and life-inclined climate? Thanks to your lucky massive star? Well, I've gone a little too far here. Here's Earth. Here is a water world. Earth was once a water world. And over the last several 100 million years, all the water that was once covering the Earth has been stripped away in little parts. Each supernova that the Earth is washed in, whether it be Saturn, Jupiter, or the sun we currently spin around, it's not important. What is important is that we have the facts to determine that this planet was once covered in water. In fact, Earth, as of today, 12 February 2019, Chris Mooney, Earth is missing 20 feet of sea level rise. And Antarctica could be the time bomb. This is just a mix of facts to the left, Earth is missing 20 feet of sea level rise, and nonsense to the right. Antarctica could be the time bomb. Antarctica holds 90% of all the freshwater ice on the planet. 90%! And it's not melting, or else the sea level would rapidly rise. Because there would be displacement if this baby melted. Now, I've said for years that it's thermal expansion that causes the oceans to rise, and that's because the volume of the oceans. Do you know how much volume of water is here? Nothing compared to the volume of the oceans. In fact, if we melt all of the water, all of the ice on the planet right now, the sea level can only rise 160 to 190 feet. Total. Maximum. Melt all the ice and it only comes up 200 feet. Tops. Tippy tops. Now, back in the Paleozoic and the Mesozoic, geologic time periods I studied, sea level was able to inundate continents. tens of feet, the whole continent covered. Which means here in Colorado at 6,000 feet, we were underwater. Where is all that ocean water? It's missing. And now they're leading on to it. You're getting little glimpses of facts being fed to you. This is coming out yesterday. Earth is missing 20 feet of sea level rise. And now I'm going to break it down to you long term. Entire geologic history. Back to the Precambrian. The blue line is a hypothetical area of continents inundated. And you can see it dropping off rapidly all the way through the Holocene. This is the water world we once lived in back here in the Devonian through the Cambrian. This is where the whole Earth was basically covered with an ocean. We had amazing oceanic diversity exploding because there was no land. And as the oceans got stripped from the Earth, oxygen was created in our atmosphere because of cosmic rays, cloud nucleation, rain, and the water cycle. And by the Triassic and Jurassic, we had so much oxygen on the planet, so much evaporation of ocean, we had a thick atmosphere. We had dinosaurs. And then during the Cretaceous, the KT boundary, that was all stripped away. Massive burning off of oceanic water, losing hundreds of feet of ocean depth all at once from the Cretaceous Tertiary boundary. The KT boundary killed off all the dinosaurs, caused massive evolution to make mammals king. And we've been living in a mammalian world for 65 million years. Now, just 12,000 years ago, we had another mass extinction in the Holocene, stripping more water from the surface. And this is going to continue. Here's a graph of the atmospheric oxygen level loss during the Permian mass extinction. Look at how oxygen levels dropped to almost zero, except they maintain. They're above zero here, about 2%, and then they rapidly rise again. I recently had to ban Dr. Trevor Toller from our channel, who was recently banned from Suspicious Observers and others. Now, these are naysayers that claim that the scientific information we are giving you is incorrect. Well, I'm about to jump off of a tree right now and tell you that the scientific information that we're sharing to you is the most current scientific information we can give you. And just because I'm sharing it with you doesn't mean I believe in this graph. It means I think that you need to look at it so that you can make your own decision about what it means. That's all I have to say about that. Make your own decision. If you believe everything I say, you're a sheep. You're nothing but a bah. My existence here is no accident. Trust me. That is one of many fans blowing on me. I'm trying to get this to load. Please do it. Bill Gates warns of the dangers of cow farts, and the world should take his words seriously. Please vaccinate your children and put bags and do surgical procedures to collect the farts of the cows. Please do it. Now, what you're looking at is the solar wind moving from left to right. If you're dyslexic, it's moving right to left. Now, the depiction in green, or chartreuse, if you're a bass fisherman, would be the stripping of water and other elements from the surface. The stripping of genetic material, dust, terrestrial dirt, other materials can be stripped from the surface by these cosmic rays. It's not homogeneous. That's a big word. That means similar everywhere at the same time. All the same. Like when you mix the Ovaltine perfectly in the milk, then the Ovaltine would be homogeneous in the glass. A lot of times when we refer to granitic rocks, which are volcanic in origin, we refer to plutonic, which are underground volcanic rocks, as being homogeneous, which means it's pretty much all mixed up equally. There is no homogeneity to the stripping of the atmosphere. Our magnetosphere, I've shown it to you, comes in the North and South Pole. It has, some people described it looking like a black spider. So the stripping of the atmosphere is a quick procedure. If there's a solar outburst, it only hits a certain section of the planet. And on that side, based on how strong the magnetic field is, there'll be certain areas more or less hit, based on how strong the polarity is. In fact, the compression will be such that in some areas, the atmosphere will get so thick, you might not even have to breathe. I'm a skydiver. I know what that's like. As I fall to Earth at high speeds, you hiccup a little, and then you don't have to breathe because the air is moving through your lungs, shot through your nose at 180 miles an hour, that you go, and then you just stop breathing because you have enough oxygen to be fine. It's very weird. It's like reverse suffocation. Terminal velocity is reverse suffocation. Best way I can describe it. I'm totally relaxed in that environment. And I'll be totally relaxed if a solar outburst hits the planet and I'm right here, because I will know I'm protected by our magnetosheath. Even if it's compressed, if I can avoid huge globs of plasmatic material vitrifying outcrops on the surface, if I'm just underground a little bit, I'll make it. And it's only going to be a quick instant, a few hours, maybe some heavy wind, and it'll be really fucking hot, and it'll basically like being in a microwave oven. But that's why I'm underground. The worst catastrophe ever recorded that we can tell geologically is the Toba catastrophe. In fact, some people estimate that we had as few as 7,000 people left on Earth. That's crazy. Now, this is a trifecta of cosmic catastrophe. It's a grand solar minimum, it's an ice age, and it's a solar outburst all at the same time. Same thing we're living. Plus, Mount Toba erupts, VEI 7 or 8. Holy sh! So, this is all of the worst it could ever get. And this is multiple solar outbursts ago. All the way back 75,000 years ago, Lake Toba erupts in Sumatra, eliminating the population on Earth to 99%. All gone. Within a matter of a few hundred years. Best as we can tell. Which would bring us right here. So this drop down here is Toba, dropping the temperature on Earth 13 degrees centigrade instantly. And it sits there for a few thousand years and then rapidly rises. China challenges Hollywood with its own sci-fi blockbuster. The Wandering Earth is on track to be one of the highest grossing films in China's history. This is like Stanley Kubrick 2019. China has entered the cinematic space race. Wandering Earth, the country's first blockbuster sci-fi film, is on track to be one of the highest grossing films in China's history. It's no mystery. Set in a distant future, the governments of Earth, confronted with annihilation from an unstable sun, have strapped thrusters on the planet, ejecting it out into the universe in search of a new home. There are no coincidences. Every act of love and kindness raises the vibration of the entire universe. My enlightenment was freed from everything, including my enlightenment. Did I say that right? The answer to all mysteries is inside of you. Jesus Christ is not coming to save you. But if you find him inside of you, you will be saved.